how are people making these choices, these decisions these days? Is there one or way of looking at it, or do I need to be a bit more sophisticated than that?
Well, another great question. So let's get into it a little bit, because, it also, the answer to this will also answer a little bit about your question about the title. And for a long time now, the decision making has been spoken about, the prevailing narrative around decision making has been spoken about as either system 1, which is fast and intuitive, or system 2, which is a bit more slower and more deliberative. And Simon, the joy of science and scientific endeavor is that there's always more to learn, there's always more to discover. And when we learn more and discover more, it gives us our own opportunity to change. And that's what the case is. That's the case now. We now know more about how people make decisions, and it's not binary. It's not an either-or thing. It's both, and it's both in varying degrees. And at different times, and all at the same time. As humans, we're complex creatures. And in the paper, what we outline is that decisions arise along a mindful-mindless continuum. Obviously, mindful being more deliberative and mindless being a bit more automatic. And physiologically, in our brains, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's a cascade of multiple processes that are kicking off, they're dancing, if you will, all at the same time and over time. So from milliseconds, so when you don't even know something is happening and you've made a decision, but it's just kind of happened, to a longer time, over days or even months. And what's even more is that this is happening in response to an action, a particular need, a desire we're trying to fulfill, but also in response to the context in which the decision is being made, which means our decision-making process adapts to context and to need and action. We as people, we are adaptive decision makers.
Okay, so this is where the dancing comes in. Then I got this sense of kind of but different patterns and different rhythms around the decisions that we might be making. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great title. It has quite a few different layers to it. But that was very briefly. I mean, obviously there's more to it, but that was very briefly about how we understand decisions are made, and how we arrived at the title, as we've just said. But it's also important to say that the science, there's neuroscience out there that supports this. There's new behavioral research out there that supports this, and in Ipsos we have a scientific paper as well that was written by our colleagues in the Ipsos Science Center that was just presented at SMR last week, I think, that supports this and is the foundation for this Dancing with Duality paper.